The board of directors of Galactic Cruise is considering an unconventional hire for the CEO position, someone with a track record of outperforming her peers and making her rivals tremble. Her name is Rachel, and she just so happens to be Travis E. Preston's niece, who has spent the last decade working at a moon base. Now she's back on Earth. She's ready to take you on for the right to run the company. Be warned. She's her uncle's favorite, so some things will come very easy to her. That's not fair, you may say. Well, Rachel says fair comes to town once a year, bucko. Good luck. Hello and welcome to the playthrough of Galactic Cruise solo mode. We're excited to be here. This is a really exciting moment to be able to bring this to the table. And this game right here, just as a quick heads up, is from Kinson Key Games, who helped actually give us a discount to have this game available for us to do this playthrough. So thank you to them. Now, this game is anywhere from 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, and it does take anywhere from 90 to 150 minutes. And then, of course, we have the most important thing, which is our supervisor badge. I made sure to put this on as we get this game started. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and hop to the table and get some of these Galactic Cruises launched. Welcome to the table of Galactic Cruise. Now, I set everything up in the solo mode based off of the rulebook, of course, and we are going to be doing the easy mode. Now, 2 caveats to this. 1, I have played this with other players before, but I have not played solo mode just yet. So the way this is going to work is if I make any mistakes, and editing Dennis doesn't catch them either, please let me know in the comments down below. Because if I do additional playthroughs in the future, I want to make sure we get things right if we did make those mistakes, because there's a normal mode and then there's a hard mode too. So if we want to get this more challenging in the future, we want to make sure we're playing correctly. So I'll be bringing out this rulebook from time to time. I'll be needing this for sure to remember how to do certain things and certain actions here as well. And I've only played it 2 other times prior, so still trying to learn best strategies and things to go ahead and do. So for me, I get started with the same things as normal. I'm going to try to do things where I keep all of my resources here up towards the top, because down here it's going to be a little bit covered with my microphone here, because obviously we want to have a good audio, but also that kind of comes with the microphone being in the way a little bit. I get my 1 development card, and then we'll have our tray here in the middle. I'm not going to explain how the game plays necessarily, but for the purposes of the solo mode, so we have Rachel over here. She's going to be in blue. I'm in yellow. There is technically another color here, which is going to be the green. And then we do have the gray neutral colors as well. So we got a lot of different things kind of moving along here. And so we want to make sure we remember to do those things. So the green doesn't play in the game, doesn't have any points to score. It's just going to essentially take up space throughout the game, and they will have their gears kind of show up too. So it's a kind of force us to really pay attention to where we're going. Okay, so technically I'm first player, so Rachel is going to get 1 reputation, and then I get to make my first move, which most likely will be to take out one of my development gears here. So I'm going to spend, so the first one takes 5. So I'm going to spend 1 food resource and 4 monies. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go ahead and place this down. So we have a couple options here. We have 1 more reputation left over because it did mention in the rulebook for me to place a gear down for Rachel. And based off of the number on the card for her, it had to go here because technically 4's here, but there's already a spot taken. And she goes to the first reputation spot. So I think for me, I might as well get this last reputation on the board here so we don't miss it. I'm going to move up on my reputation. Oh, sorry, hold on. Before I do that, I'm supposed to go into that spot. So let me go ahead and go here. So that bumps this guy down 1 over. Now I can do it. I was like, wait a second. Okay, so there's that first action. Now, it's still pretty early in the game, so I'm thinking maybe I pull out my other gear as well, either from the same one or in the next row over. And I think I'm going to do the next row over. So if I get rid of my 1 oxygen, I'm going to spend 4 out of the 5 here, so I get 1 back. And I get to put up another gear. So I get 2 of my gears out the gate. trying to see. So this is the base side of the game board where everything is already preset for us. So I'm just trying to see, that one requires one less fuel. I'm looking at our itinerary options here, and most of these don't take a lot of fuel, so I'm not too worried about that. I love the idea of all of my builds cost one less. I do like that. So I'm going to put that there. And then I go up again on my reputation for that one. Okay, so now it is Rachel's turn. So Rachel still has her board, but functionally she's going to be using this little card that we have here, and then we're going to go based off of her action cards. And so some of these things are still going to come off for her, and her gears are over here. The soul icons here is one of her goals to hit, which are these things here, but only exclusively for her. Okay, so obviously we're just getting started here, so she doesn't have any ships out, so we skip that. So we're going to go ahead and flip this card, and then we're going to go ahead and move one of her meeples over to the bottom section here. And then we're going to go ahead and take action on the cards. So this one is going to be for the resources here. So she doesn't actually get these tokens here. So what she will do is use up these spaces based off of the agenda cards and off the number here. So we start from top to bottom. So technically there's only 4 here. And I think we're either, I got to remember, do we just automatically go to 2 or do we just start from the top again? Because if we start with 2, it's going to be oxygen. So oxygen would go down 1, then food would go down again, or once, and then go down again. So that's how she would use up that resource to effectively force me to not be able to do it. And because she's not in the same building as the actual action, that's the only thing she'll do. If I want to play in a harder difficulty, if her gears are connected to that action, then she would take the second thing. And if she was actually in that building, she would then take the second action. So we're good there. And then let me double check one thing. All right, so I just wanted to double check. Yeah, if she was in this spot here, I would flip another card and follow up with an additional action, not the bottom of that card. Okay, so now it is my turn, and I'm going to go ahead and get my other worker here, and we got to figure out where we want to go. So I might want to start building out my itinerary and then start getting my blueprints here. Because I like that there's a lot of different itineraries that only take 2 fuel, so it doesn't take a lot of work for us to build that up. But of course, I want to get there as quickly as possible. Let's see here. Plus, I could flip one of these tokens over here. I can also build my guy here. Okay, so we have different options. Okay, so what I'm thinking is if I go ahead and bump Rachel, which brings her back here, she always ends up choosing the victory points, which means she's going to go 1 up on the tracker. So she is now ahead of me by 1. So I get to perform these 2 actions. So I'm going to choose which itinerary I want to claim. And then let's see here. I like the idea of taking the blue, which is the family one, because I get victory points every time I go to those sections with that one. Otherwise, I could do purple, which would get me the reputation. I'm just talking out loud, strategy-wise, in case you're watching and want to kind of like learn how to play a little bit too, because that's kind of what I'm seeing here as my current best option. So I'm going to do that. So let me do that action first, which means I get to flip one of my little tiles over here. I could either flip the ones up here or, just the way this will work is if I flip one of these, it eventually, not yet, but once I fly out that ship, I'll get that bottom bonus, which essentially is just doubling up what this is. But if I choose one of these ones down here, it's an instant gain, but there's nothing underneath it anymore. So I got to play this a little smart because right now, so this is 2, 4, 6, 8. This would make this a 4, which I can't even afford. So I can't even take my expert worker out. I like the idea of more ads, and then these ones right here are more resources. but I can get 4 ads all together at once. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so I don't have to focus too much. So I choose this one. So I get 4 ads. So I'm going to take a 3 and a 1, bring them out here. And then my next action, I'm going to go ahead and bring people onto this ship. So if I bring out at least 1 blue, which I'm going to for sure do, let me pay for that one. That's going to be really good. And we're going to get some of those bonuses, but let me figure out, do I want to claim another person? I can either get a blue from the second section here, which will then cost me 2 ads. And I think I'm going to do that. I would just need to make sure that I have space for 2 families. So I'm going to spend the 2 ads. I'm going to take this. Okay, so this part here, I get 1 money for every destination that matches the color. So that's 2 money. Because it'd be 1 for that, 1 for that. And then 1 reputation. Let me double check, hold on. Okay, yes, I just had to double check. So I do get the 2 money since it's 1 money for each guest for each destination. This only has 1. And then 1 reputation if for each guest that matches the destination. So that's 2 guests that match the 1 destination. So that's 2 reputation. So we're going to go up on that tracker. So those are going to be my 2 actions here for me. So next up for her, we're going to go ahead and flip this. So she is going to go over here to the bottom. And so the way technically the NPC is going to work, they're just going to go to the next available spot and take up that space. We got that there. All right, so she is going to then, we're going to use the 1 space here because this only goes to 4. So the very top option, she's going to lower the oxygen, and then she can't lower the oxygen again. So hold on, something happens when she can't perform the entire thing on that specific one. Okay, so it did say that if she cannot take all 3 of the resources out, she just can't perform that action. So it's kind of null for her on that one. So then it is now back to me. So I believe I'm going to have to call my workers back because I don't have anybody. So we're going to call everybody back. So we get 2 things over here for calling people back. I could either get some money, some ads, some victory points, or increase our resources. Now I'm trying to figure out, I know we're going to need to be increasing our oxygen and our food here soon. So, and she's kind of cleared this out a little bit too. So I'm a little afraid that this might not work out the best for us. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1 food and 1 oxygen for now as my 1 action there. And because I do have a gear, I do get to do one of these actions as well. I can fill in more people if I needed to, but I like the idea of taking some of these resources too. So if I go down one on that oxygen tracker, I can increase mine, and then I take these down 2, and I can only increase 1 of them. So let me just do that. So there is my entire action. So now it's her turn again. Okay, so she is going to go to the top right, which is up here. That pushes this one guy down here. And this one says she is going to take some people and put them onto some itineraries. So let me see that one real quick. So she fills the first resource that shows. Okay, so the way this one is going to work is, so the 3 number on this card here is going to indicate from top to bottom. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be the orange one, which is open and available for her. So her first option will be here at the bottom with the 1 ads, which I think I mentioned earlier. She doesn't use ads or money in this regard. So she will first match the destination on that cruise. So she does have 1 of those. And then she will match the second destination if available. And then she would match the third destination if available, and then repeat the above 2. Or repeat, and then if not able to add a second guest based off of those, she will add a guest from the middle section using the same order of operations until she keeps going. So it goes all the way to the 3rd add section here for her to be able to add 2 orange on there for her. Okay. And this one says, once both guests are added to the select cruise, because she's intentionally matching that color with the the cruise members. So she has 2 adventurers, orange, and there's the adventure. She gains 2 reputation. So there we go on that rule. All right, so now it is back to me. I do have an agenda card, or not an, yeah, I do have an agenda card. So mine is I can just draw one of the agenda cards at no cost, and then I can disregard, by no cost, I mean just not having to go to the spot for it. And then I get to replace all agenda cards and gain all 4 agenda refill bonuses. I think that is a really, really good option there for us. Let's see. So that's when I go there. So I'll technically, instead of just getting 2, I get 3. Oh, okay. Never mind. It took me 2 extra seconds to get that. If I go into that section, I actually wipe everything down, but I get to pull 1 as I do so, and then refill and get all of the bonuses. Well, I like that a lot, actually. I also need I love how this game has like multiple things I got to figure out all at the same time. So I do have 2 blue, and I need to also get some blueprints here. And it looks like we have 2 blueprints that we can get. Actually, this down here and the one at the very top, both I can get without having to pay anything when I do take them fully from blueprint to actual units. So I think I'm going to go into the blueprints right now, and we're going to do that. So let me bump the green NPC. Okay, so we're going to take the bottom one here, and we're going to take that top one. And this is going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze. So my blueprints are going to be here towards the bottom for me on my board before I move. Or I might even just put them over here and then just switch them out into, just because of limited space. Because normally it'll go on the right side, but with the other player, it's getting a little tough for space. Pun intended. So we're going to slide these down and put some new tiles up. Okay, so that was my first action. And then my second action, I could either get more blueprints, which I will need because I want to take both my people over. And just having 1 blueprint is going to force me to have to get rid of one of my people. And I don't want to do that. Let's see here. So I also like the idea of getting ads. But what I will think of here, I don't love these, but I don't want to spend a reputation to wipe it. I have one of these that costs 4, another costs 4, this one costs 3. I do have a -1 on my cost, which is why I didn't have to pay anything for the first 2 because they were all 1 cost. Or, well, they will be 1 cost when I build them, I should say. So I will probably take this blueprint here, which I'll move over here to this side. And again, not normally how to play it, but got to do it this way. And then I think what I'll do is, should I plan for the future and maybe try to get, because these are all blue, like every single spot here. So that's going to be only families on this cruise here. But I want to plan for the future. I don't know if I'm going to get adventures necessarily or not, but this won't cost me anything to build. And I do like that idea. So I'm going to do that twice in a row doing blueprints. All right, now it is Rachel's turn. So she does not have any of her meeples on the card here. So she's going to have to call a meeting. So let me refresh on calling her own meetings. Okay, so yes, she goes ahead and calls her meeting. And I mentioned earlier, every time she calls a meeting, she will always go for her victory points, which right now is only +1. And that's going to be her goal to flip this over as well. If we were playing in normal or harder difficulty, she would still take her action based off of where her, I believe, gears are, or we flip another card. But let's go ahead and give her 2 more victory points because she brought in back 2 of her workers. So now it is back to me, and I do have 1 worker available. I can go here and build out my sections here. My wonder is, I don't know about like base roll of the game. Can I build 2 or 3 out of the 4? It's going to use up one of my actions, right? So that's going to be a little tough. I don't have to build it just yet. I'm not in the biggest hurry. I do like the idea of getting rid of some more of my gears here before we go on our trip, but I also want to go fast. So I want to get a flight out as quickly as possible. But I feel like if I go here, since I don't have any gears, I can pay to place some characters down or some meeples down. I might also pay to do that. And I had to pay 2 reputation to do that. So is that worth it? Let's find out. Well, actually, I'm going to just need to do this twice anyways. So we are going to pay, that one's free, and this one is also free. So since I have the all cost or 1 less for building, this one costs 3, but I only need to spend 2. So I can build these. And I don't believe I can build a ship or a portion of a ship that is not attached to this. So I'm wrong about that. Editing Dennis will catch me. Or I can go through the rule book right now and double check it. So I did double check. I can build just one if I wanted to, and the other one would have to be with a ship, and I don't have a second one. So I think we're going to keep it that way. And I like that option. Okay, so next up, we're going to go ahead and flip her card over here. So she is going to go to the top left. Sweet. That's going to bump my character. So that brings me back. So I can choose a resource here or ads or anything else as well too. And I think I am going to take my food resource. I need to start building that up. And then she is going to take 2 agenda cards, but she doesn't actually take them. So let me just go through this. All right, so we have a 1 on this card number here for us. So the way that's going to work is she's going to take the first and next card off the agendas. She just doesn't get them. And if there was only 1, she wouldn't take this action. I'll have the discard over here. It's a little too far for me to reach on that side. And I believe I pulled them the right way. They'll go on top of the deck because you can give up a reputation to pull the top one off the deck. And she is not in the spot that gives her that action, so she's not going to take a second. All right, so I just wanted to double check. Yeah, the top action is the one. If she can't do that one, she will do the bottom action. And if she was in the same spot in where she went, then we would actually flip another action card, and that would be the action she could take. I just need to double check that to make sure I got everything correct. Okay, so next up is my turn. And so we are... I like the idea of going and getting the ability to discard all the cards that are up there, but I get to pick one and then get all the bonuses, and then I get to draw 2 new cards that are going to show up to do that second action. So I feel like that's going to be a good move. So let's go here. So I'm going to use my card here. So I get to take 1 of these 2, and then I discard the rest, but there's only 2 here. So let's see which 2 these are. Instead of choosing from the listed options. Nice. Okay. So I'm going to take just 1 of these. I'll discard the other. And then I get to replace all the agenda cards and gain all 4 refill bonuses, which I think is pretty dope. So we're going to go here. I get my reputation. I go to the next card here, and then I get an ad. Next one here, I go ahead and get 1 monies. And then here, I get to go up 1 of my resources, and we'll do food for that one. And then for my second action, I could technically pay Rachel, which just goes back to the bank, to pull a gear off, but it's not worth it for me right now. So what I will do is draw 2 cards from this here. So this one right here gives me double on all the refill bonuses. I like that one. I'll take this one. And then when launching, you may spend 1 less money instead of the resource for a maximum of 5. I like this for getting ready for launch. So those are going to be my actions. And now it's back to Rachel. So she is going to go center over here, which then moves the NPC, I believe, to the open spot. Let me just double check. All right. Yes, that was correct. So he keeps going until there's essentially an open spot. Unless I have the ability to bump myself, then eventually they can just bump me, which is obviously going to be a really good move for me too. Okay, so this one over here on her action, Okay, so for her on this one, this card says that if she did have a ship with at least 2 segments, she's taking off. But she doesn't have that, so we're going to take the second action here, which is she gets to take 2 blueprints and automatically build them. She does not have to pay the cost because remember, she doesn't hold money or ads. So for her, the way this is going to work is we're going to go on the 2 from top to bottom. So she's going to buy the the second one and then the one underneath that. And she builds those 2 ships automatically. So if this showed up next time, she can launch on her next go around, which is pretty cray-cray. So she could do that. So she's good there. And then, let's see, she's in that top center, which is not in that same option. So she does not take another action. So now it's my turn. Okay. Well, it looks like I'm going to need to just call a meeting because my characters are out. So let's call a meeting. And I am thinking I'm going to just take some money right now because I don't have as much as I would like. So I get 1 money for each of those. And then I do have a gear right over here. So I can take one of these actions if I needed to. And I might think about increasing one of these over here by discarding a card. So do I have any that I like? I like this one here because it's going to help me later. Let's see. Actually, I might do this here. I'm going to discard this card here, and I'm going to increase the oxygen. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 money, which maybe I should have rethought about getting money as a recall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because now I'm floating in it. And then I also gain 1 reputation. So I'm at 6 reputation now. Okay. I see me. All right. So she is all out there right now. So she's going to go ahead and call a meeting. So she's going to get all of her meeples back right now. And then she goes up to VPs. So she's going to get to 5. All right. So now it's back to me. So I have the proper spacing for my ship and the itinerary for the members here. So I'm just going to remind myself. So for food, I need 2 plus my crew member. So I need 3 food, which I got. I have 3 spaces. So I'm going to need at least 1 more oxygen, which is why I did that just in case I need it. And then for fuel, I actually need 1 more. So I will have to take one of these gears off of my oxygen or out of my fuel. Or I do have this last minute purchase here that says when launching, I may spend 1 money instead of one of these resources and up to 5. So I could actually launch right now. And I might actually do that. Because if I do, it would cost, I had to spend 1 for the oxygen and then 1 for the fuel, but I can go launching right now. Let's do this. Okay. So I'm going to go on this countdown tracker here for my launch. So first off, we are going to get our itinerary over here. I'm going to put my person back. I'm going to grab those meeples and add them over here. And then if I had to discard anybody, I'll lose 2 reputation, which is not the case here for us. I'm going to go ahead and take a yellow cube and put it over here. And then what's next? So that's going to be there. So next up, I had to spend all this stuff here. So I have 2 guests plus my crew member. So that's 3 food. So that's going to go down to 0. I need 3 oxygen. So I have 2, and then I get to spend 1 with this card. And I'm going to hold it because I had to do it again. And then for fuel, I need 3 fuel. So I got 2, and then I just spend another 1. And that's everything I could do with that one. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and flip the top here. And this one, I get 1 VP for every section of this ship here. So we got 1, 2, 3 VP. So I'm going to go ahead and move that up real quick. Yay, I'm on the scoreboard. And then we take our little token here. So that way we can go there. And then our meeple starts right over here. And then we're going to go and launch off. Oh my gosh. Let's do this. our first ship is already going. I feel really good about that. I feel really good about it. Okay. Now, Miss Rachel, who's her uncle's favorite, let's you launch a ship. I say that too early. All right, so for her turn. So this one says it has to have 3 sections built. And if not, oh, hold on. She also goes down here. So if not, she then builds. So she builds 2 sections, and I got to refill that up, right, by the way. So technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she gets the bottom one and then the top one. I mean, I could look and see what happens with having... I'm going to play it as that blueprint that she gets will be built automatically when she has to buy a bottom ship. I'll just keep it here. I'll refill these. So if another one comes up, if it's the 2, she just takes off with her ship as well. So we're kind of tied up here. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. So yeah. So if another one of these shows up, she's going to start going off on this adventure as well. So now it is my turn, and we are going to first and foremost go on this little trip here. So this one says I get to move this into one of the blue spots over here. So I could do any of these. I could bump myself. I like the idea. And if I could bump myself, then also the NPC player can bump me too. I do like that option. But the other one over here says every time I pass something on the reputation, I get that on the tracker. I think I'm going to do that first. Okay. So now the next thing I do is pay ads for every member that's on the ship. So if I do 2 ads, which this is a 3 ad, so I get 1 back, I'm going to get 4 victory points right now. So I'm going to move that up. Okay. So that was on the flight. Now I get to put my meeple down. I'm actually floating pretty well with money here. And I do want to get rid of more of these gears. If I'm the first one to 6, which is just me obviously right now, I will take a cube off. And that would be really, really good. Let's see. I'm going to go here. And how much money do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so my problem is I could spend the 5 to take this out, which will give me the 5 victory points at the end of the game, which obviously is going to be great. But, I can't do it again. Like, I don't have enough money to do a second gear pulling off, and I can't afford the mega meeple / expert worker. Unless I put the gear somewhere else and I go do one of those actions. I could do that. I can get more ads. I can get more resources. You know what? Let's do that. Let's go here. Okay. So I put my gear down. So then my second action, I'm going to spend, which by the way, I got to spend this 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was for pulling out my gear. And then I am going to spend 1 money to go up 2 on tracker. So I'll just do 1 of these. And then I'm going to spend another 1 money to get 2 ads back. Because I will definitely need them as this comes up. Oh, I got to put a new itinerary up. 1 moment. Okay, so the new itinerary is also a pretty short trip too. It's only 2 fuel and a 2-day event. So we'll see if we can try to nab that one. Okay, so I did my 2 actions. Yes, I did. I bought the gear and then I put the gear down and I did those actions down there without having to pay any reputation. So now it's her turn. Okay, so she goes actually where I'm at. So she bumps me. Much appreciated. I am going to take a food increase on that one. And then this one says that if it costs less than 7 to buy her first one here, she'll buy it. If it costs 4 or less, I think on this one, she will buy the second one, which obviously they're both pretty expensive. So the next thing she's going to do is go ahead and I think put out a gear. And the first thing she'll do is put a gear out based off of the number here. So it'd be 2. So it'd be 1, 2. And this is actually where she would want to go anyways, because she first fills up the reputation spots anyways. So that was cool. Okay. And she did go into that section because that was the section she needed to be able to do either one of those options anyways. So she will then flip another card here. So does she just automatically perform that action without having any meeples here? I think so. So she would take 2 cards, which there's only 2 left, so they're going to come off. And the number 4 goes down at the bottom, and then the top one here. Okay, well, she did some damage there. So now it is my turn again. So we're going to go here on the tracker, and this is going to be day in space. Okay, so this one was a day in space. We get however many people we have plus our spots. So we have 1, 2, 3 rooms for 2 people, 2 blues. So that's going to be 6 of victory points because these are families. Let me just double check that. Alrighty. Yes. Okay. Sorry, it just took me 2 extra seconds there to connect everything. So yes, I'll jump up 6 victory points. I like it. I like it. Okay. And just to reiterate, I have 3 rooms matching with my 2 guests. So that's 3 for each, which is 6. And the bonus right now for blues is a victory point for each one. So I'm going to move up my yellow 6 victory points. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so Rachel's going to bring her meeples back. She's going to get 2 victory points because that is what she's able to do. She has to call that meeting. Okay, so that was her action. So now it's back to me. It is another day in space, so I get another 6 victory points. This is a great team combo right here. So let's go ahead and move up. And then I do get an action. Did I take my action last turn? I almost think I skipped it. I might have skipped my action. All right, so let's see here. I can go here and get my agenda bonus for refilling all the cards. And I have a card that gives me double. And I do like that. And then I can just draw 2 cards. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go here. So my first action is to refill, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one, which gives me gain each agenda refill bonus twice. So we're going to refill this one at a time because I get 2 reputation. And remember, now that I have this bonus up here, I get each thing I cover. So we got 1, 2. So we got an add. And then we go up 1 resource, which we'll go ahead and do with fuel. And then next one up here, we are going to get 2 adds instead of 1. And then next up here, oops, wrong pile. We're going to pull this out and we get 2 money instead of 1. And then here we get to go up 2 resources instead of 1. And I'm going to just do 2 fuel. That was good. Now we get to draw 2 cards. Or I can pay to do something else, but I think we're going to just draw the 2 cards. This one just gives me 3 ads. I like that. Gain 2 ads, and then you may advertise 2 different cruises, still paying all the cost. Ooh, so that's like doubled on those cruises. I'm going to get 3 ads. And then I'm going to take this other one over here. That's going to allow me to do some actions over here later in the game. So we'll just hold on to that. Okay, so now it is back to Rachel's turn. And let's go ahead and flip. Okay, so she is going to go bottom left here, which moves the NPC over there. So her first action is to pay for her guy here. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8. So still short on being able to bring out her second one, but she does bring out another gear, which now is going to be from the fuel. And it's down here. So it's on spot 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But she will always first and foremost go with 1 for the reputation. Okay. And she did not go into the spot that has it, so she doesn't take a second action. So now it's back to me. All right. This flight is already back. Holy smokes. Which that means we get 1 item here. We're going to take, I think, a money because I like the idea of having some more money. Okay, so these folks go back. What a fun trip. Everybody loved it. Everybody loved the trip. Okay. So we are good on our first flight. It was a great cruise. Everybody enjoyed it. They had a good time. So now we get to put our meeple, which I think it's going to be best for us to just go ahead and start working on our next cruise here. I wish there was an option here for more blues, which there is one up there, but that takes so much fuel. And I already spent that really good card that allowed me to spend money instead of fuel. I am also working on another ship. But funny enough, none of those actually work really, really well. So what do I want? I can get more blueprints. Not now, but later. Just looking at the blueprints. Obviously, Rachel might end up taking things I need, which would be great in the context of like being challenged in what I can and can't do. So I am going to, first off, I'm going to claim that one over here. So the purple 2-day trip. And what am I going to flip? 2, 4, 6, 8. So if I take this one, it would only cost me 2, 4, 6, 8. It only cost me 4 money to bring out my Mega Meeple. But it'd be once again, the only action I can really take for that. So that's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to bring out my Mega Meeple. Okay, so I do get something for it. And I think I will take back 1 money as that bonus there. And then my second action is to bring out people. So I need purples. There's a lot of purples here, so I can just spend the 2 that I need for my ads. Get these 2 purples up here. So I get 2 money for putting those 2 characters out. And then I go up 2 reputation because I got 2 purples with a purple adventure. So I go up 1, 2, and then I get 1 add and 1 money for that because of my bonus. All right. I think we're doing pretty well here. Okay. And I can get my ads right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and spend this. And because it's Marketing Blitz, I'm going to go ahead and get 3 ads. I'm going to grab a 3-year right there. And now it's her turn. Okay. So let's see here. So she is first and foremost going to go to the top left here. And then that's going to bump the NPC to the empty spot. Okay. And then if she can buy the first meeple under 8. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. Or sorry, under 7. So that's still a no. But she will now put one of her gears. So next time this comes up, she will be able to bring out her Mega/Expert meeple. So she goes up here, and it will be a 1. So it's from the furthest left, because it's always top, bottom, left, right. And then it is needing to be on a reputation. So I put it there, and she goes up on her reputation. Okay. And she is not in the spot that does that action, so she doesn't get a second turn. So now it's back to me. Hello, back to me. All right, so I got a Mega Meeple. Okay, so yes, so this bonus is the indefinite one on this side of the board, but just as a heads up for wanting to play future games, these can be different if you play on the other side of the board where you can have that changed up. So in this version, the expert, if I bump somebody, I get to claim one of my things. I still can't bump myself unless I have that token on there. So just something to keep in mind for myself. Where do I want to go? Let's see. I have the potential to start pulling out some additional gears. The spot that I'm going into, actually, let's see. I wouldn't get a lot of the bonuses for taking that flight. So I'm wondering if I should start building my second ship. Where do I build? I build here. But I don't have enough blueprints. And I don't have a gear in between the blueprints and the shipbuilding. That would have been a great place for blueprints, to be honest. Okay. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and bump Rachel. Get out of here. So she's going to get a VP real quick so I don't forget. And then I do get something out of that as well, too. So I think I'm going to go up 1 on my oxygen. That's because I have my expert and I bumped somebody. So now for my actual take here, I am going to take some blueprints. What do I want as a blueprint? So I have purple. So I want to try to get as many purple, especially inexpensive. Well, I shouldn't always be trying to go for inexpensive because that can also hurt me long term as well. But I do see 2 purple spaces that only have a cost of 1. This one over here has a cost of 5. Usually that means it's going to get me more victory points at the end, which, yeah, that one's going to be worth 3. Not having to spend money on blueprints. I do like that. I'm going to take those top 2. Okay, so I'm going to, again, put them over here, even though normally they go on my right side of the board. Let me fill those in and then figure out if I want to build more or if I want to do my bottom action. I also realized too, going in that spot, I do have a gear, so I don't have to pay any reputation, and I can get another one of my little gears out as well. And I kind of like that idea because I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I can take out this one here. And I could either launch with 1 fewer food, or I can put this somewhere else so I can really make sure that I'm kind of double dipping in places I need. Like this one here would be really good so I can get some ships, maybe get some blueprints if needed, or blueprint and then build. So that gives me some freedom and choices there. This one's not going to cost a lot of fuel, but I think I'm going to put it in the food because I get 1 reputation. If I go up on reputation, I also get 1 resource back. So I am going to go back up on my food. So that was kind of like a nice back and forth. So now it costs me 1 less for food on there. And I'm at 8 points for reputation unless that reputation goes down. Okay. So yeah, so I did my second action because of the gear and I didn't have to pay anybody for it. All right, so now it is Rachel's turn. So let's flip this over here. So Rachel is going to bump me. Yay, good job, Rachel. Thanks for bumping me. And then I think I'm going to do, because we need 1 less food, so we don't need as much food anymore. So I'm going to bring up my oxygen by 1 for her bumping me. And then she's going to take 2 agenda cards. So these are the only 2 available. So it'd be 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So this one goes the bottom. This one goes on the top. And she is in the spot that allows her to do that. So we are going to have her do a second action, which is to get to build some ship stuff. So with this action here, she takes, we'll have to do, so the way this works with the last card is we reflip one of the second to last card. So we know the order number here. So this is the thing she's going to do. She's going to take 2 blueprints. And because that is going to max out a 3 ship, she's also going to take the top and bottom of a ship as well too, which means she's going to start launching ships here real quick. So we got to be careful on our end. We got to take actions. So she's going to take the top 2 pieces here. So 1, 2. We're going to refill those. And then she's going to take the top option over here for the top and bottom of the second ship. Okay, so the way this works for her is on this bottom ship, if she gains victory points, which this one she does, she will gain those victory points right now. She also gets to draw an agenda card, but she doesn't actually do that. So we'll move her up 2 on the victory points. Okay, so these are now flipped over here for her. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for her here, if she gets 1 more segment built, she gets to take one of her cubes off and puts it into the tracker there. And then if she builds her 3rd ship, I think building her 3rd ship, she also gets that too. And if she gets this gear over here, she will also get her block off. So her blocks are different than my blocks, just to kind of keep that in track. Okay. so, man, she did a lot of things. Okay, so now we're going to shuffle her deck here. I'm a little nervous now. I thought I was doing pretty well, and then all of a sudden she has 2 ships pretty much ready to go. Okay. Okay, so my turn. We are gonna need a top and a bottom here. If I bump her, she gets an extra victory point, so I gotta be cautious with that. And I can only build 2 out of my 3 segments. Man, I think I had a potential for an agenda card that would have let me draw or build a 3rd segment. So I think I botched that option earlier. It's okay. We live and learn. We live and learn. But either way, I'm going to have to go there again at some point. And I still didn't put my gear in between those 2. So Dennis, be careful. I will get that bottom bonus. So we are going to go here, bump her, give her her victory point. And then we are going to choose a top and bottom. Let's see what we get for some of these. So this bottom, we get an agenda card, which there's none. I think we just draw the top then. We also get an add. This one, we get an agenda card and any one of our gathering bonuses. This one is 2 adds and 1 resource. I like that. And then the other one is 3 money. Ooh. I like the idea of the money right now because I think I want to take more of these off right now. So let's do that. Okay. So let's grab 3 money. So that's an instant bonus right now. And we'll also get reputation later as well. If we can reach there. Okay. So let me fill those 2 up. Okay, so that was my first action. And my second action is to build. And I guess it doesn't really matter which ones I build. I have the all costs of 1 fewer. So we're going to build 1 and 2 of these for now. So we still got to build 1 more. So we're going to have to go back there at some point. We'll figure it out. We'll figure this out. Okay, so now it's her turn. Okay, so let's flip. Cool. She gets to go on a trip. Okay, so let me double check if the first action for takeoff, she does anything else prior, because I think there was like a special thing. Okay, so when Rachel performs this action, she places her worker into her launch elevator instead of the network. If resolving this as her second action of the turn, she instead moves the worker from her first action to the elevator. Okay, so she does not go out. She just uses her elevator. So first action would be, well, the order of operation would be depending on which ship to take. A ship that hasn't launched, a ship that would score the most VP, and then the rightmost ship. I think out of both of these, so she'd get 1 point for every segment, so it'd be 1, 2, 3. This one is 4 points for a ship with 3 segments. So she would actually take this ship over here. And then, let's see. So choose a cruise based off the number system and place it above the ship. So she has 2, so from top to bottom. So she can't take mine, so she has to take the next one, which is actually one that she filled in anyways. Good for her. Okay. So we'll take these guys, put them here. And then, let's see. Choose a cruise on the system. She may not take a cruise that you have scheduled. She then takes any guests next to the cruise and adds them to the ship. She can't fill any more in, so she's maxed out on that. And then she adds a progress cube from her supply to the progress tracker. So she will have her cube here. Okay. And then she pays the resources. So compare the printed fuel cost of the cruise to Rachel's fuel row. The largest visible number in her fuel roll is her fuel capacity. If the fuel cost is higher than Rachel's fuel capacity, she will spend reputation, reduce her reputation past the required number of resource icons. If her reputation tracker is at 0, she'll lose points. So this one only needs 2, but her gear is open to 3, so she can easily take this flight. Okay. So Rachel scores the cockpit by adding the VP listed to the cockpit to all the segments. If this is the first ship, then obviously it's going to be flipped. So she's going to go here. So she's going to get 4 VP for taking a ship that has 3 spaces. And then Rachel flips without gaining its bonus and moves 1 upgrade token from her launch tower to the engine. She removes them in this order. The 4 lower tokens in any order until the leftmost expert is hired, then the 1 VP bonus. Okay. So she'll take this one off for the segment here. So she'll take one of these. So that way this becomes cheaper. So when that card comes up, it'll be beneficial for her. So let's give her 4 VP before I forget. Okay, so she's there. And let's see, anything else? Rachel places her worker into the cockpit and then the new cruise on the marketing board as well. Okay, so yeah, we have to add a new marketing. So let's do that. Okay, so we added those people there. And wow, she did a lot. She did quite a bit. So I just want to take a quick pause here while we are playing the game. If you are having fun watching us do this playthrough, make sure you hit that like button on the video. It really does help us out. And then make sure you're subscribed so you can get notified with more playthroughs just like this one. So with that being said, let's hop back into the game. Okay, so just took a quick little pause here so we can kind of readjust everything. So a few things I need to keep in mind. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 2 more gears. Actually, sorry, I need quite a few more gears down here because they need to be in this bottom section, I believe, to move that cube out. Let me just double check that icon. Oh, it just says development build, so I think it is just 6 in total, so I just need 2 more. And then the next one there, because I want to make sure I'm also paying attention to these. X number of icons built across all ships. So I need 2 of each type to get this setup here. And then the last one there, +1 upgrade unlock on X different destinations. So I need at least 2 different ones, which I might be able to get that one soon. But if she completes any of these will also activate over there, I believe, and cover, like, make it more difficult for me to have to get those. And that seems like it's going to be the case here. Okay, so nobody bumped me, so I need to call back all of my workers. So let's go do that. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to get 3 over here. So what do I want? I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, and then I'm pretty solid then. Well, I don't need more food. Let's just do 1 more oxygen because that'll max that out for us. So I got 2 more things I could do. I think I'm going to do 1 money, and then I'm going to do 1 victory point for the other option there. So I'm going to be at 20. Okay. So that is everything I can do from that section, but because I have my gears up, I can also take one of the actions with the gears. So I'm already over here. This not having a gear in this section has been really hurtful, and I still have yet to take better action for it. So what I can actually do is then I can build this gear here. So that would cost me 6 money. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 money. And I can build a gear probably right here. So I can do blueprints and build if I absolutely needed to. I think that's going to be a good option there for us. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. So if I can get rid of 1 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I don't know the order of operation yet for her tokens and like which ones these go up on. But I'm guessing that there are specific ones for her cubes. So nonetheless, all good. So now it's her turn. Okay, so she goes first and foremost on her day trip. So this is the day trip here, which means she's going to take her token, and it's the leftmost in that section, which then means she gets a resource for every cube already out. And then every cube in the future, she will also get one. So she's going to get a victory point because that's what she's always going to choose. So she's going to get 1 victory point for having 1 blue cube. And then, let's see, the next thing is she will get, so she has 2 orange with 1 orange spot. So she'll get, oh no, that's for the day trips. Hold on, sorry. So this one is, she'll pay the ads for these, so she doesn't have to actually pay ads. So she gets 8 victory points for bringing 2 orange with her on a orange cruise. So that's 8 victory points. Dang. Okay, so she's at 24 victory points. Yikes for me. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and turn this over. Oh boy, she's going on another trip. So, but what happens if she doesn't have her meeple in order to do so? Hold on, because we don't have a meeple down here for her. So she places her worker into her elevator instead of the network of resolving. Let's see. Oh, hold on. That was my bad. Okay. So technically speaking, I wouldn't know that. And what she would do is call a meeting because she didn't have her meeple. So that was, I just jumped the gun a little bit. Okay. So yeah, we'll just call the meeting and then she'll get a victory point for that. So I do know what's coming up next, but that's okay. Oh man. I'll pretend like I don't know. So I'm not going to do things based off of what I know she's going to be doing. Okay, so now it's my turn. And I'm going to probably take one of my regular meeples here. Okay, so my goal is I need to build this last piece here and then maybe get 2 more blueprints or 2 more portions of a ship. But that blueprint, building the blueprints is not going to be valuable unless I have more blueprints. So I guess either way, I'm going to lose out on one. So do I do it now or do later? I can also start planning for additional stuff here too, but man, if I can get that other action here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I get this other gear out? Let's see, I got 3, 4, 5. Let's see, I got 3. That costs 7. I'm trying to see if I can get this other gear out, but I might not be able to do so based off of where I am at. My problem is my money. I mean, I guess I can go down on my reputation, but I'm going to lose victory points. I don't want to do that right now. Also, too, I can consider if I take my Mega Meeple and I bump anybody, even the NPC, that will get me 1 resource. So I can get a third money, and then I can take this gear off. I might actually want to do that. So what would be the point of that? Oh, yeah, so I can get my cube, and that'll end year 1 because, okay. I know that she's going to take a ship out, which then ends year 1. But if I didn't know that, would I still be intentionally trying to get my last gear out for this to go up? Because once she takes off that ship, no, she wouldn't have taken any of her cubes off of those wings. So do I want to instead consider getting more money and more resources by refilling that? Because I do get, if I go up here, I also get more money. Okay, so let's go not with my mega. Let's go with my regular. I'm going to refill this. So I go up 1 and I get 1 money. I get 1 ad. Man, I have so many ads now, almost too many. And then I get another 1 money. The other reason I got a money was because when I went up on my reputation, I had that bonus. And I do get 1 increase on my resource here, which I'll take on my oxygen. And then I get to draw 2 cards, or I can pay reputation to do anything else. But I think I'm going to draw 2 cards here. I could pay 4 fewer when hiring an expert. So this right here is 2, 4, or sorry, 3, 6. Man, that'd be really cheap once I get this next ship out. On your turn, you may spend 1 reputation and gain 3 money. You may do this up to 3 times this turn. I like the idea of a cheaper expert, and then I think I'm going to do... hold on. What's this top one here do? So rapid assembly, as a free action, take a cockpit and engine pair. You may take the engine bonus as usual, or you may instead gain the bonus listed on any other engine remaining on display. Ooh. That means I wouldn't have to go... If I go here, I can get some blueprints and build and do this. Oh, I like that. This is a good card. Rapid assembly is a good card. At a destination, up to 3 guests, regardless of their color, may... Nah, I don't need this one. I think it was over here. Because I have so much ads, I don't need that one to spend less ads. Okay, I think that was a great decision based off of what cards were available and what I could do with them. And obviously I didn't know what cards were going to show up because we did the redraw there. Okay, so those were my, I reset and then did that. Those are my 2 actions. So now it's her turn. And again, we're pretending like we didn't know. Oh my gosh, she's going on a trip. Okay. So let's go ahead and have her go through this process. So this is going to be 5. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can't do that. So it's going to be the 4th option here. So she's going to take number 4. And then since there was no meeples on there, let's see how she does that. Purchasing again, because we didn't do that last time. She had the actual pick of the litter. So Rachel chooses a cruise based off the number system and place it. She may not take a cruise that you have scheduled. She then takes any guest next to the cruise and adds them. If there are no guests, she will sell last minute tickets to matching guests with the crew. Oh, from the queue to fill up following the advertise for cruise action. If she only has 1 cabin, no, she has more than enough cabins. So I just got to go to advertise for cruise. Let me go real quick there. I guess matching the first destination of the cruise. Oh, so she's just going to get 2 purples. So she's going to just get these 2 purples over here to be able to go on this cruise. Okay. I said that with some sass on purpose. Dang it. Okay, so she got to do that before me. So she has enough fuel to go because it only needs 2. She does flip this over. And what does she get for her victory points? She gets 1, 2, 3 now. So she'll go up 3. I might have actually... I thought she was on 24. So I think she's on 27. Oh, no, she got a bonus earlier. Hold on. I might be wrong, but we'll see. My editing version will know. And then... Okay, so then she goes here. She'll take one of these for her trip, and then she will start on her launch. Also, okay. I think that's everything she's going to end up doing for her trip. Okay. Cool. It is back to me. Okay. What do I need to do at this point? So I need to take off, but I got to build. Even though I have that rapid assembly card now, my big fear is if no, we're not going to end the game next. Oh, actually, we gotta end the first round. Oh, good thing I stopped for a second there. Okay, because also the NPC has some stuff that happens in here as well too. So let me get my scoring. Okay, so we each have 1 wing visible, right? So she has 1 blue wing visible plus 2 cubes. So she gets 2 victory points on that one. So I'm going to move her up 2. And then I get a 2nd cube because I am the furthest along on the reputation tracker. And I have 1 box open as well. So I also technically get 2 victory points. Okay. Okay, so that was a good first round. And then now the way this is going to work is one of the regular meeples becomes an expert meeple for the NPC. And then 3 more gears go out. I just got to look at how these end up going out. Okay, so just did a quick look. So actually that one is supposed to be the expert. And then what we'll do is draw one of these tiles and then place 3 of their gears down in the corresponding sections here. So one there, one here, and then one up at this top section right there as well. So I went ahead and structured all that. I think I did make a little hiccup earlier in the game when I was moving the NPC. If there is an empty spot, that's where it would go if it's getting bumped. But if Rachel was here, it would actually bump Rachel. So Rachel would potentially get more VPs. And yeah, okay. So we'll make sure we keep that in mind. Shoot, where was I? Was it my turn? Was I still making decisions on where to go? Yes, it was my turn. Okay. Because we had to figure this out. So now we're in year 2. And we gotta get the ship going. So let's see here. I have that rapid assembly. So I know I could build the other ship. Can I go on my trip? I only need 2 fuel. Okay. So I do like the idea of being able to maybe build one more turn because I need to flip one more blueprint over, but I can also get more blueprints and build too. So we are going to go, I guess it doesn't matter because I'm in both of these. I'm just trying to think for the future when I need to bump myself. I'm going to go here. Okay. So this says as a free action, I get to take a cockpit and engine pair. And then I may take the engine bonus as usual, or I may take one of the other face-up bonuses while leaving that displayed. Okay, so, let's see, what do I want? I can get a free agenda card. I don't really care for that right now. That one up there is going to be worth quite a few more points at the very top. This is 3 points for every 2 gears, 2 developments that I have. So that'd be 2, 4. I can get one more out because I'm going to need to. Shoot, I should actually do that instead. Oh, the trouble I get myself into. That'll be future Genesis' problem, right? That'd be 6 points. That other one up there is worth 4. So I'm going to take these 2, but I'm going to use the bonus of collecting up there. So we'll bring that down. Oh, my meeple. So that's the free action. And I get 2 of anything I want. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take 2 money. I need some of that money for some of the things I'm trying to do here, instead of what I ended up getting there. Okay. So now I'm going to purchase some blueprints as my first action, and then I'm going to build at least 2 of them. Is there anything I can do for the future? If I have 2 of every building, so I'm going to have 2 purple. So if I get 1 more orange, I'm going to have 2 of all of them. I got to build them, obviously. Funny enough, all the orange are pretty expensive. Good thing I'm getting money. So these are 4s. So I'll take one of these, and then I think I'll also take... Man, these are all so expensive. Okay. I'll take these 2 as my purchasing of blueprints. So I will add those here. Let me slide these down. Okay. And then for my second action, I'm going to go ahead and build the blueprints. So this bottom one for this ship is free. And then my second one I'm going to build. If I build this one, it costs me 3 instead of 4, and then I'll have this one right here. So let me just double check that one actually says sets of icons built across all ships. It doesn't say that they've had to have launched. So building this one here first gives me the first person to beat this one here, which then I get to move my cube over here. So now I have an additional wing exposed, which is really good. I like that. Okay. And that is my 2 actions. So now it is Rachel's turn. So Rachel has 2 ships out. Holy smokes. Okay. So she has a day trip. Did I move that last time? So many things to keep track of. Oh, you know what? Technically, she was supposed to have this happen because last round I did this. So she should have been over here. So let me do this as the previous turn. So she is an orange. That nothing happens for her there because the oranges, it would have been victory points if it was blue. So then now it's the new turn. So this one would actually come back. So she'll get a VP for that. And then this one goes up here, and this is all purples, and purples go up on her reputation. So she will get, so she has 1 room, 2 rooms. So she goes up 4 reputation. Dang, 1, 2, 3, 4 reputation. Oh man, that's not going to be good for me because if she can get up here with more purples, that's going to be dangerous. Okay. Yeah, she went over here. So because she now has an available worker because that ship came back, which I got to take these and clear up, she does get to draw a card. I think I'm supposed to do a little bit differently with the guest. Okay, so I think I definitely have been messing this up over here when I'm refilling in because I just put the new one up and it was orange, which I put up there. So I'm supposed to put like 2 orange, but the one before that, I don't remember which one it was. I was supposed to put twice as many, and then only the color of the corresponding new line moved down. So hopefully that makes some sense here. So like, for example, this one was, I believe, the newest one that flipped. I'm supposed to put 2 because that last ship sent out 2 people. And only orange we're going to be moving forward here. So like, for example, I believe the other one was the blue. So I'm going to put another blue in that center. So again, little mistakes here and there, but nonetheless, sometimes we learn this by actually playing the game versus trying to remember all the rules and then going in. This gets really tough trying to remember whose turn it was, and I'm almost certain I got to still flip this here. So for her, she is going to go in the center here. So she bumps a mega, and then the mega skips me, skips itself, and then it goes here. So if she was already on the board, it would bump her. The only time the mega on an NPC bumps me is if I have the ability to bump myself. It'll also bump me too. So now her action is if this would cost less than 7, which now it does because it's 2, 4, 6 on what's left. So this actually gets, oh, sorry, the mega meeple comes out. She'll get a victory point for that. Team, this is supposed to be easy mode. Oh my gosh. Okay, so because she was able to do that and she's in the corresponding spot for it, she gets to take another action, and it's only going to be the action here at the top. So this is going to be 2 cards to draw, and so she would effectively just take both of these. And it would be, so the bottom first and then the top one based off of the numbers. Okay, well, great. She now has a Mega Meeple. Expert, sorry, is what they call it. Okay, so now it's my turn. So I do have a mega. Do I have enough to fly out? I have enough oxygen. I only need 2 out of the 3 food because I have the ability for it. And the cruise line I have lined up right now only takes 2. So I could go out, but I don't know if I want to take my mega out on that. But that would take a whole nother turn to be able to go and do that. I don't know if that's a good idea. It's a little scary. Let's see. What would my other option right now be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I try to get this other one here. I would bump her. But I would also get a bonus because mine is an expert. And then what would I... If I can get rid of this energy or fuel, that cost me 6. 1, 2, 3. I don't even have enough money for it. How am I going to get my money? I could refill. Because I could spend 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I have enough to be able to do this. Because I could spend 3 fuel. I'll just have to get my fuel back before I fly out. But that's going to take a whole nother turn. Yikes. My decisions. My decisions. I get to go back up 1. Let's see. Spend those. But I won't have... So if I spend my 3 fuel plus the 3 money, I can build this other gear, get my points here. But then I won't have enough to spend 1 money to go up 2 back on my resource, which I would need. And then... So I'm a little bit of a pickle. Because the sooner I can fly out, the better. But I don't want to send out my mega. So I'll take 1 extra turn. That's going to get me the most resources. Let's see. I don't need that to go up. Okay, so I do need more money. So my best bet for money right now. Just get 1 automatically. For bumping. Ooh, I'm not in a good spot here. I almost think I should just take off with my mega. It's a short trip. It's only 2 days. And then the destination on that one is going to help me get this here. If I can get to that first. So I think that's going to be my best move. Sorry, Mega. I want to keep you, but anywhere else I go on the board right now is not going to be really advantageous for me. Because that's going to be 1 extra step I got to do and then have to get this back. So it's still going to take me the same amount of time. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and get our stuff here. Okay. Okay, so we're bringing our people along. Hello, folks. This is your captain speaking. Prepare for liftoff here in just a few minutes. Moments, actually. So we're going to take a cube, put that down. So we're almost done with year 2 already. Okay, so we need 1 less food. So we need 1, 2, 3, and we got 2 here plus or minus the 1 extra we don't need. And then we need 1, 2, 3 oxygen. So it's going to go down to 1. And then we need 2 fuel, 1, 2 for this option here for our flight. We're going to go ahead and flip the top here and we're going to get our victory points. So we get 2 victory points for every 3 we are on this board. So we got, what's it? 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 victory points. That's not bad. Oh, no, it's 2 per. So that's 8 victory points. Nice. Okay, I'm not too far behind now. I'm not feeling too bad. I'm going to put my little token down here, and then we're going to get my mega to go on the trip. It's only a 2-day trip, so I'm not feeling as bad to get rid of my mega that way. But I think I needed to do that. That was my best option. So, okay. Now it is time for Rachel's turn. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip this. So she is going to go bottom left. All right. And then if she can spend less than 4, right? Did I do that right? Okay. So the way this actually works was the first one is less than 7 in either one, but if both can do it, which technically this one was going to be able to, I believe, it would buy this one first and this one would stay, and this second one would only be bought after this next gear has been pulled off. I am almost certain that this was pulled off before that other meeple came in, because she built two ships pretty quickly, one after another. I believe that's what ended up happening. So she would have bought this first and then go here. Because otherwise she still wouldn't be able to buy this one or this one either. Yeah. Okay. So then what she'll do is she'll buy this one. So the next time this comes up, she'll be able to buy. And then she will put it in spot 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she's not in there. So she will put that gear. And she didn't perform the action in the spot that she was in. So technically in normal mode or the easy mode, her expert does not get the bonus. I still will play with it for her on this one to kind of mix it up a little bit. But in the easy mode, you do not take this action for her. Okay, so that is everything. Oh, can't forget this. Technically, we should be doing it first. So she is going to move up on her reputation because it is an activity. And for the activity, she's also going to have this go in the leftmost spot, which means she actually, well, she doesn't get that bonus. So she has 2 rooms with 2 people. So each one gets 2. So she goes up 4 on her reputation. Wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 on her reputation. And then she would be buying these right here. So she gets, that's 4 points for each purple. So that's 8 more points. Holy smokes. That puts her at 40. And what does her bonus do? Oh, did she get that extra bonus for putting in that cube? I think she missed that. So she's at 41. So if I put in any cube I put in for her, she gets a cube. And I think I might have missed that one last time. And so many things to keep track of. So this one for her next ability says, when launching, you may spend 2 reputation to increase the guest capacity by 1. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so we're good there. That's all her stuff. And she cannot do any of those bonuses just yet. Okay, so now it's back to me. Yay, we get to go on our cruise. Okay, so for this one here, we have 2 rooms with 2 purple. So that's going to also be 4 reputation. So 1, 2, 3, 4 reputation. Puts us over the 15-point marker. Now it doesn't cost me any cost for money to do anything on the gears, which means I can launch with 1 fewer fuel, which is really good. Okay. Anything else I do? Oh, I take my little token here and I can go in any one of the purple spots here. Ooh, my regular meeple would be considered a mega or an expert meeple. Or this one here, every time I would go up on the... Oh, I also get all my bonuses. Hold on, it was 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get to 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 1 ad and I get 1 money. And then I also go up 2 resources. So I am going to do 1, 2 on oxygen there. Okay. And then this one now will give me, I go up twice, which means when I'm up here, I'm going to just get more victory points. And I like that. Okay, so that was my day out in space, or my adventure, I should say. So now I do need to call a meeting because I do not have anybody available. So let's call this meeting. All right, let's bring these people back. At this point, I think I want some more money. I'm going to take 2 money for both my meeples, and then gears. I could build out another gear here, which will help me with my bonuses here because I need 6, and that opens up a 15-pointer for me. So let's do that. So it costs me 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to spend 5 and go down 1 on my fuel. And then where do I want to put this? I think I'm going to go maybe up here into this section to be able to have those all connected for myself. So I do bump this up and I get a cube, and that ends the 2nd year. So before I do the counting on that, I just want to make sure. So she's going to take her action next. So we'll just have to remember that while we're going through the scoring here. So now we get 2 points for every cube. So I have, so wings times cubes, we go up 2. Okay. And also having the most gives me an additional cube. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes total with 3. So that's 15 points that I get right now. Yeah, let me do that. All right, so I'm at 45 there. And then she has 2 cubes with 1. So she gets 2 victory points. Yes, okay. So she missed out on quite a few points there for taking her time and doing all her thing. Okay, so next up we have the NPC now has both of its mega, or expert meeples, I should say. And then these last set of gears will also come out. So for this, it'll be 1 right here. And then 1 up here. And technically it would go here, but it says that if it's already there, nothing happens. So that's good there. I do need to put up another adventure. Okay, so this time I brought out 2 blues because we shipped out 2 with us, and then any blues we move down 1 step, and now that's where we're at. Okay, we are in the last and final year, although she's going to have some really big opportunities here, so I'm a little afraid. So first off, she is going to finish up here, so she comes back. She gets a victory point. Okay, so this place is donezo. Good job. Okay, so there's that. And then now that she has a person there, she can take an action. Okay, so she is going to go here. So she bumps the NPC, which then goes over and bumps her own player. And then so that is going to give her a victory point. Wow, we're tied right now. How crazy. Okay, so next up, she gets to place people down, and she's in that spot, which means she's going to take a second action, folks. She's going to take a second action. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't do that. So 1, 2. Okay. So I guess matching the first destination on the cruise. And then the second destination. Okay. So we're getting a lot of short destinations here. I just realized. Okay. So for that one, she is going to get 2 reputation. So 1, 2. And just double checking. Okay, so we're tied now on reputation, which will give her an extra cube. It's not able. Okay. And so because she was able to take that action on the proper step she's on, she gets to take another. Okay. So there are no cards up, and I believe if there's no cards up, she's not going to take the action, or she just takes the top action of the most discarded, which would be the fuel, which she can't even do that either. She cannot reduce all 3 indicated resources. She will not take this action at all. Okay, so she won't take that action. Oh, and then she could do the second action then if she can't do the top one. These are not as often coming up. So Rachel refills the first resource that she was unable to take during the gain resources action, and she just tried to perform. She will refill this resource to its max and gain 1 reputation. So we're just going to go off what's in the discard, which is the fuel. So that's going to go back up, and she does gain now 1 reputation, which means she's ahead for that other bonus. Ooh. Oh, do I also get this cube? I have 2 and not the same place. So I do have this one. Okay. Now my big problem is going to be, so it's my turn now. So my big problem is if I do not get that other ship out soon, I will lose 5 victory points. Okay, so my expert goes down to the day of adventure, and this is purple. So purple, I gain 4 reputation because I have 2 rooms with 2 of those people. So I do max out. So that's 1, 2 real quick. I get an ad and I get a resource. I'm going to go up fuel. And then I go up 2 more, which is victory points. So I do go up 2 victory points. And I also realized too, in my last turn, I did forget to spend ads to get victory points here. So I would have spent 2 ads and would have gotten 8 victory points on that. So let's go ahead and count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And now I can go somewhere on the board here. And I need to make sure that I take that ship out onto its maiden voyage. Where can I go to help get that going? I might even just have one thing built for it, and that might be it. What will I need? Just need 1 fuel, but I need a lot of food. I need at least 2 fuel. So if I go here, I can discard 1 money and go up 2 food. Or actually, I just need 1 food if I try to bring 1 person. So 1 food and 1 more fuel. And then I will... Oh, shoot. If I do that, I have no more money to build. Okay. Hold on. 1 food and 1 fuel. Let me bring those back down real quick. Because now I might not be able to go there. Oh, what a tough predicament. If I bump the NPC, it will bump her. She'll get a victory point. And then for me, I can gain 3 resources. So I would do 1 fuel. Oh, shoot, hold on. There's no food. I need food. Do I discard my card here? I'm going to discard. I can do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Okay. So I'm going to discard my card first as my first action. Increase this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 money. Because I'm going to need that as well, potentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 money. And I do go up on my reputation. And I technically go up twice. And I did forget last time too. So hold on. So I get 2 points here. And then the other time I was supposed to go up another 1. Because I have not only the one when I pass, but also every time I increase my points, I go again. So that's where I'm at there. Okay. So my first action was to discard a card. So my second action then is going to be 1, 2 of these. So that's 2 food and then 1 fuel. Okay. So that's going to get me enough for what I need on my turn. So that was my 2 actions. So now it is her turn. Okay. So she is going to go bottom right. So she bumps me. What do I want? I think at this point I just need points. Victory points. I have everything else I need to be able to go on my next adventure. So I'm going to just take a VP. So now if she can buy this one, she will. So she'll take this and collect a victory point. And because she bumped me and we're playing it where she gets that bonus too, she'll get another victory point. Okay. And then she's not in the spot for that action to have been taken into effect, so she won't take a second turn. This one here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what these icons mean is that after her 7th pool, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when she has 2 more pulled from here, that will give her a cube from there and put it up on the board. Okay, so now it is back to me. So this guy comes back from his trip. I'm going to get a victory point. And these guys are done. This mission is complete. And now, what do I want to do? Do I have enough to go? Oh, I need to flip that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My gosh. Okay. I have... Okay, so I have some options. I'm gonna need to build. So if I take my mega and build, I'll also get like another victory point potentially. So if I build here, I'm not gonna put it in yet, but if I build here, I can move my person over here, which then lets me flip one of these. And then what else do I get? I'll be taking 2 people with me, so I actually need more food. And then maybe I just flip over my next one, and then I could do it on my next turn. So I will need 1 more food, which I get for bumping. So I'm going to bump this guy, and my bonus for having an expert, I'm going to bump my food up 1 more. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Hold up. My problem is there's 2 folks on there. So maybe I just don't take those ones. You know what I could do? I could just go here. So I'll bump this guy. I'll still do the food. He's going to go... I think he just... Oh, he's an expert, so he's going to bump her, which gets her a victory point. So first I'm going to get another blueprint, and then I'm going to build both. So I need more blue. Are there any cheap blues? Because that one's going to cost me 1. And then I have 5 money left. I could do this one. That's worth a lot more points. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I actually have more than enough to get that one. I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one. Okay. So that was my first action, was to get well, I get 2 blueprints, but I don't know what I'm going to do with an extra one. So let's just get this one randomly. I can't do anything with it. So I'm just going to sit it over here on the side. So then my second action is going to be to build those 2 blueprints. So the first one only cost me 1, which takes this one. And then the second one cost me 4 instead of 5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I might be able to just take the ship out without being the one that puts the itinerary up, and I think that'll be okay if we're getting close to the end of the game here, so I got to make smarter decisions and not try to go for more points at this juncture. Okay, so now it's her turn. Okay, so she takes her expert, and it'll bump herself, which gets a victory point. Oh, wait, she can't bump herself. How does that work? Oh, wait, no, she's not even going there. Sorry. She's going to go up here. And she can't even do the top action. And then she would take, technically, the oxygen. What happens if she can't do both options? I think she just draws another card. Rachel, what are you doing here? Okay. I'm almost certain that because she can't do either of these actions, which, by the way, I didn't fill these in. I'm okay right now. I'm going to flip this over, and she's going to do that next action. So it would be drawing 2 cards. And she can't even do that one. So she's going to just refill these cards and get a couple things here. So let's fill those up. So she's going to get a reputation. So we're tied there. Okay. And she's in the spot technically that she could do that action. So she does get another action. And she does build 2 ships. I need to fill these things right away. Okay, so what she will do is by the topmost and then the next one underneath. And so that actually completes, well, she builds them. And then she does get the top of the ship here too. So hold up. So a couple things happen. So first, she also gets 2 victory points. So 1, 2. And then, let's see. So that's going to flip. And then she gets this one here. So she gets one of her cubes off. Okay. And, oh man. We're getting very close to the end here. Because, yeah, that's everything she could do. So she got that. Okay. And then if she ends up taking the ship out, she will then be able to finish up the game. But I might be able to do it before her, hopefully. Okay, so now it's my turn. And do I have everything I need to be able to take off on this adventure? Let me check. Okay, so no, I do need to schedule my cruise before I can fly out. So, whoops. I guess I would have had to do my other steps anyways, but I'm a little afraid that she's going to do her last turn before I can do mine. So what else can I do here? I mean, I'm going to have to do it anyways. So I'm going to bump this person, the NPC. And since it's a mega, it's going to go find the next non-me player, which is her. So she gets a victory point. And then I'm going to go here. Claim that cruise line. I get to pull one of these out. I guess I'll just take my... No, I can't get those points then. I'll just get 4 money. I'm so sad right now. I'm like, I might end up not being able to ship out this last one here. So that's my first action. So my second action here. Do I have everything else I need if I can potentially get this out? Oh, by the way, I did also... I'm supposed to get an ad and then I get a free card. Because I took those pieces. Okay, I'll just take this one here. So that gets flipped. Oh, man. What is my other action I want to do? I mean, I guess I could put more people down in connection to their spaces. So I'm going to spend 2 ads. So I'm going to do this bottom action here. I'm going to spend 2 ads, put these bottom 2 players up at the very top. So this one I get 2 money, and then I get 2 reputation. Well, I get 1 reputation for each one that matches its destination. But remember, I double up because of my bonus here. So I do get to go, so the 1 time and then a second time because it pushes me back. So I get 2 points on that. At least I think that's how it's supposed to go, right? Like anytime I go here, no matter how many times I get to go, I get pushed back and then start again. So like if I go 5 times and then another 2 times, it would be just 2 victory points. If I'm mistaken, let me know. Because I think I played it at one point where if I was supposed to go up like this time, you know, the 4 victory points, it would, or 4 times I'd get 4 victory points. But I think it's like it's almost like a recoil afterwards. So those are my 2 actions. So now it's her turn. Okay. So I'm going to flip this card, but technically this is going to be her response. So she is going to bump this guy. She gets a victory point for bumping him. And he is going to bump her, which means she gets another victory point. And let's see. Okay, so she takes 2 cards. She's going to take number 3 first, and then the top option there. Oh, man. She gets another turn now. Okay, so now we get to shuffle. If she draws it to ship out, she's going to win. One of us is not going to be able to ship out because of how many cubes are left. Or actually, if she ends up getting... Well, that one, essentially she'll get together. But the gears, she takes out her 7th one. She's not going to be able to do that. Because I was like, maybe there's a chance that we both don't get our 3rd ship out. And so we both lose the 5 points. So it'll be like a break even, right? So we'll find out. Okay. Okay. So she's going to go in the top right. But if she's already there, she gets... Oh, wait, no, she doesn't. She just does the next action because she was already there. Okay, so she does another 2 cards. Oh, she can't do that action. So she's going to refill in because she can't do that with just 1 card in. So then that is going to bump up her reputation, which then means she gets a victory point because she goes boom and then goes up on her victory points. Okay, so now it's back to me. Okay, so I think I could fly it now because I have all my stuff. So I might actually end up winning this because had she drawn to be able to ship out, she would have ended the game for us and gotten one of her cubes out. So I think we just got pretty lucky here. Let's make sure. I think I have everything I need. 1 less fuel, technically. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring out these guys. These folks. Okay. Okay, so, oops, wrong spot. So this guy goes back. I'm not going to worry about filling that in right now just because we're pretty much here at the end of the game. So we're going to go ahead and get to put another cube, which will trigger the end of the game. But she does get 1 more round as well, so she might be able to ship out as well and get her cubes on there. And then I think I also get 1 more turn after that too, right? So I need 3 food minus 1. So I just need 2 food, 1, 2. I need 1, 2, 3 oxygen, 1, 2, 3. And then I need 2 fuel, but I have the ability to use theirs without any money being spent. So I'm just going to use 1 fuel. And then we're going to flip this over here, which helps not getting that negative. And this says for every 2 gears, I get 3 victory points. So I got 2, another. So that's 1, 2, 3. So 3 times 3, so that's 9. So what is that? 62. That's 71 on that. I put my little token down here. And then I'm going to get ready to go out to space. Okay. So that triggers the end of the game because we have all of our cubes down. And I believe both of us get 1 more turn. So she goes once and then I go once. Okay, so now it's her turn. So she's going to flip here. So her meeple's going to go down here. So she gets a victory point for bumping me. And then I'm going to take a victory point as well. At this point, I don't think I need anything else. Okay, so she is going to build in some sections here. So she's at 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She can only take 1 more build anyways. So she's going to take this one. Okay. Oops. Okay, so that's there. If she could build that last one. And then, so she was down here. So that does not give her another action because she was not in the spot that provided that. Okay. I mean, she was close. She was close, but I think we got this. Yeah. Okay. So now it's my turn because that's all she can do. She couldn't do a second turn. Just making sure. Yeah. Okay. So my turn here, I go up into this section here. And since it's a adventure, I get to take my token and put it on one of these. At this point, it doesn't really matter. And then I get to spend, I got 3 rooms with 2 blues. So that's 6 times, what was that? 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold on. I'm like losing my brain here. I do have to spend the ads for it though too, right? So I got to spend my ads. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, I just I had like a big brain pause there for just a moment. So for where I'm at, I have 2 people. I had to spend, I might have already done it, but I'll just do it anyways. I'll spend 2 ads and I get 3, 4, 5 for each one. So that's 10 points. I was just really losing it there for a second. So I'm going to go here. And yes, my agenda draw deck was down here. Just because, actually that's kind of, I think where it's supposed to go anyways. But anyways, okay, so there's all of that. And now I can still go out or call a meeting. Because if I call my meeting, I just get another victory point. Is there anything else I can do that would get me more than just calling the meeting? I'm like, I can go up here and bump up my thing, but that's going to be the same. So if I just call my meeting, let's get another victory point right over here. Okay. So that was everything because we have all the cubes filled out. She didn't end up, unfortunately, getting another ship launched, which I think if she did, would have really come in handy for scoring on her end and obviously not getting the negatives on here. So let's go ahead and add everything up. So first off, she gets -5 on here. So that's going to drop her down to 51 for having not completed that. And then we have the top of the ship itself. So at the end of the game, she gets 1 point for every space here that's open. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on that. So she goes back up. So she's at 60. So her second ship here says she gets 4 points for every ship that has at least 3, which is all 3 of them. So that's going to be 4, 8, 12. Oops. I don't know if that has to be completed ships. Like if it's flipped or not. I'm going to just do that. So 72. Okay. And I'll do mine next. So this one up here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for all of those that are taken. So that's 92. This one here, I get 2 victory points for every 3. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 victory points. Nice. So that's 98. And then the next one is I get the 3 gears because it has both the orange and the blue, by the way. So it means I get to score it as I do it and at the end. So it's for every 2, I get 3 points. So that was still 1, 2, 3. So that's 9 victory points for that one. So now I'm at 107 for that. Okay. And then I just want to double check, make sure I got all of the points for those ones before moving on to the next. Okay, so next up is all the furthest left on the gears. So I have 15. I'm going to add that in. Okay, and then she has, unfortunately, this one she wasn't able to take out, so she only gets 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will, by the way, flip over her last one, just so I want to see what it was going to be. Okay, so next up is... Okay, so real quick pause here while we're counting the score. My camera did not get plugged in properly, so the battery died, and luckily it was at the very end while we were counting the score. So I was continuing to count while the battery died. So what we're going to do is hop back onto the table, and I'm going to add up how I scored all those additional points and then let you know about it because I can't move all the pieces back. So let's go ahead and jump right back here to the board. We ended up with counting her gears. And I already, again, moved all the pieces, so we already know the final answer. But just so we know, we got our reputation here. So we both got 15 points. And then we counted up all of the scores for the ships that had their pieces built. So for here, she got 2, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18 on that. So we moved her up. And then on my end, I had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points for that. And then next up over here, we had 4 wings shown. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus the high reputation. So 7 wings. So that was another 28 points for me. And then for her, she had 2 wings available to show. She got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was another 8 points on her end, which got her to 18. And then for me, for her, for Rachel, she does not count the resources at the end. So that last section, but I still did. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I had 2 agendas plus at least 1 more ad. So that was 5. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, so that brought my total up to 185 and her all the way to 118. I did flip this over too. So you did see it was actually 2 away for her to be able to ship out another one. So she needed at least 2 more turns to ship out this last one. And I think honestly, if she had been able to, she would have been much better off and a much, much closer game at the end. Now, one other thing I noticed as I was about to clear out the board and my dog jumping on my lap here was that I did not account for the very end where I would actually retrieve all of my worker meeples to go back in to then score additional points. And Rachel would have also had that same opportunity. So I believe it would have been 3 points each, but that would still keep us at the same distance for points overall. But just as a heads up, we did forget that, but I did remember right at the end, right before I was about to clear out the entire board. As far as the game goes, when it comes to playing in the solo mode versus with other players, honestly, it still felt really fun. It felt like a big challenge because I didn't know what she was going to pick. I didn't know where she was going to go. And obviously her ship's coming out as well too. So I thought there was a really cool feeling of intensity on what I should be doing based off of what she was doing, and then bumping her or bumping myself. All those kind of factors really played a good part in this game. So I would definitely say, just as a first impression, the solo mode on this, even though it can be a little time consuming to learn, really, really felt good in a way to actually enjoy the game, even if it's on your own. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this is our very first playthrough of this on solo mode, and I do intend to bring this back to the table for normal and possibly even the hard mode. So if you saw any mistakes that I didn't catch while playing or in editing Dennis's notes, let me know in the comments down below so we can make sure we get that right for the next playthrough, which also means make sure you're subscribed to the channel here as well, so that way you get notified when that video eventually does come out. So I want to thank you so much for watching this playthrough of Galactic Cruise solo mode with us. If you enjoyed this game, all the resources will be in the show notes down below if you want to pick up a copy yourself or any of the resources we use for our playthroughs. Now, if you enjoyed this playthrough, I actually got some great news for you. We got some additional great playthroughs here on the channel for you. Go ahead and check out our video right over here on screen to keep on watching. Yeah, she's not her uncle's favorite anymore. I think that's me now. I'm her uncle's favorite. I get to be the next CEO of Galactic Cruise.